Have you ever looked back at an old family photograph and noticed something you didn't see when the picture was taken? Most of the time, it's just a trick of the light, a strange shadow, or maybe a forgotten object in the background. But what if it's something you can't explain? What if it's something that sends a shiver down your spine every time you look at it? Today, we're diving into one such photograph. A simple, happy family portrait that holds a chilling secret. This isn't a story with a dramatic, in-your-face monster. It's something far more subtle, and in my opinion, far more terrifying. This is the story of the Cooper family and the day a photograph captured more than just a memory. The story begins in the mid-1950s, a time of new beginnings for many. Mr. and Mrs. Cooper, along with their 2 young sons, had just moved into their dream home in Texas. It was an old house, but it had character and, most importantly, it was theirs. To celebrate this milestone, Mrs. Cooper decided they should take a family photograph in their new dining room. It was a moment of pure joy, a snapshot to commemorate the start of their new life. They gathered around the dining table, beaming with happiness. Mrs. Cooper, the 2 boys and Grandma were seated, while Mr. Cooper stood proudly behind them. They set up the camera, probably on a tripod with a timer, a common practice back then. Everyone smiled, the flash went off, and the moment was captured. They thought nothing of it. It was just another family picture, destined for a photo album or a frame on the mantelpiece. It wasn't until the film was developed that the idyllic scene took on a sinister tone. As the family gathered to look at the new prints, their smiles faded, replaced by confusion, and then a creeping sense of dread. The photograph was clear. There was Mum, Grandma, the 2 boys, all smiling. There was Dad, standing behind them, and then there was something else. Resting calmly on Mr. Cooper's left shoulder was a hand, a pale, disembodied hand that didn't belong to anyone. Let's take a closer look at this image, because the details are what make it so unsettling. The family is clearly in a moment of celebration. The lighting is warm and domestic. But then you see it, the hand, it's not just a blur or a smudge. You can make out the fingers, the wrist. It appears to be a left hand, resting gently, almost possessively, on the father's shoulder. The family was stunned. They racked their brains, trying to find a logical explanation. Could it have been one of the boys reaching up? No. You can see both boys clearly seated at the table, their hands accounted for. Was it Mrs. Cooper or Grandma? No. They were also seated in front, too far away to reach around and behind Mr. Cooper in that position. They were the only people in the room, or so they thought. The truly terrifying part is the complete lack of a body attached to the hand. There's no arm visible, no shoulder, no head peeking out from behind. The space next to Mr. Cooper is empty. There's just a hand, emerging from the void, making its presence known in the most nonchalant, chilling way imaginable. Now, whenever a photo like this surfaces, the first reaction from many is, it's fake. And in the age of digital manipulation, that's a fair assumption. But remember, this photograph was taken in the 1950s. Photoshop didn't exist. While photographic manipulation techniques like double exposure were possible, they were difficult to master and often left telltale signs. A skilled photographer might be able to create such an effect, but why would a regular family go to such lengths just to fake a creepy photo for their private album? It doesn't add up. The double exposure theory suggests that another image was accidentally superimposed onto the family portrait, perhaps a photo of someone with their arm outstretched. But if that were the case, you would likely see other parts of that second image bleeding through a faint outline of a face, a piece of clothing, something. Here, we see nothing but the hand, perfectly placed. It's almost too clean to be an accident. Another theory is pareidolia, our brain's tendency to see familiar patterns, like faces or hands, in random shapes. Could it be a trick of the light and shadows on Mr. Cooper's jacket, or a pattern on the wallpaper behind him? Looking closely, this seems unlikely. The hand has a distinct shape, volume, and even a skin tone that's different from the surrounding elements. It looks solid, it looks real. So, if it's not a hoax and not a trick of the mind, what are we left with? This is where the story ventures into the paranormal. The family had just moved into an old house. Could they have had an unseen roommate? The hand doesn't look menacing, it's just ... there. It's this calm, casual placement that makes it so skin-crawling. It's as if an unseen entity was joining in on the family celebration, wanting to be part of the picture, staking a claim. This is my house too, it seems to say. And you are my family now. Imagine being the Coopers. You've just moved into your new home, filled with hope and excitement for the future. And then you see this undeniable proof that you are not alone. Every creak of the floorboards, every shadow in the corner of your eye would take on a new, terrifying meaning. Is that just the house settling? Or is it the owner of the hand, walking the halls? Was that a curtain moving in the breeze, or did something just pass by? The psychological impact would be immense. The home, which was supposed to be a sanctuary, would instantly become a source of fear. The story of the Cooper family photo has circulated on the internet for years, becoming a classic piece of paranormal lore. But unlike many other ghost photos that are quickly debunked, this one has endured. Why? Because of its subtlety. There's no screaming ghost or shadowy figure. It's just a hand, a simple, quiet detail that turns a happy memory into a nightmare. It taps into a very primal fear, the fear of an unseen presence in our most personal spaces. What happened to the Cooper family after this? The details are murky, as is often the case with these kinds of stories that get passed down through time. Did they stay in the house? Did they experience other strange phenomena? We don't really know. The story exists almost entirely within the frame of this one photograph, leaving the before and after to our imagination, and perhaps that's what makes it so powerful. The unresolved mystery lets our minds fill in the blanks, and our imagination is often more terrifying than any known reality. Think about it. This entity, whatever it was, wasn't aggressive. It didn't break things or scream in the night. It just wanted to be included. It wanted to rest its hand on a shoulder and be part of the family. There's a strange, almost tragic loneliness to that idea, which somehow makes it even It's the ultimate invasion of personal space, not through violence, but through a quiet, unwelcome intimacy. This photograph serves as a chilling reminder that there may be layers to our reality that we can see, that a camera, a simple mechanical device, might occasionally capture a glimpse of what lies just beyond our perception. The Cooper family portrait remains one of the most compelling and genuinely unsettling paranormal photographs ever taken. It's a perfect storm of creepy, a relatable setting, an unexplainable anomaly, and a deep, psychological horror that lingers long after you've looked away. So, the next time you're flipping through old photo albums, take a closer look at the backgrounds. Check the shadows. Count the hands. You never know what you might find resting on someone's shoulder. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into one of the internet's most enduring mysteries. What do you think is going on in this photograph? Is it a clever hoax, a trick of the light, or proof of something paranormal? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more explorations into the strange and unexplained. Stay curious and stay safe.